Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm here today to discuss the importance of effective communication in a diverse workforce. Immigrants have always been an important part of the U.S. workforce. Their numbers are growing, and they bring with them a wealth of knowledge and experience and expertise that is invaluable to businesses. According to a new analysis of census data, more than half of the working immigrants in metropolitan areas hold higher paying jobs such as professionals, technicians, or administrators rather than lower paying blue-collar jobs. In 14 of 25 of the largest metropolitan areas, including Boston, New York, and San Francisco even, more immigrants are employed in white-collar occupations than in lower-wage work, such as construction, manufacturing, and cleaning. The purpose of this speech is to persuade people to understand the importance of effective communication in a diverse world. First, I will discuss effective communication in the workplace. Then I will discuss conflict within the workplace, and finally, benefits of having diversity in the workplace. So let's start by discussing some tips to consider for effective communication. Getting the message right the first time is fast becoming the motto of successful business in today's highly competitive environment. First, learn how the source culture best receives communications. Deborah Valentine of the Management Communication Department at Emory University's Gorzweta Business School in Atlanta advises managers to analyze their audience to find the best way to communicate a message. Different cultures tend to like to receive information and trust that information from different sources in different ways. People from some cultures, such as Asian cultures, may not trust information that comes directly from a manager. They may prefer the word to come from a leader of the group, such as a headman or a shop foreman. Other workers, like Japanese, may not feel comfortable being singled out for praise in front of the entire employee group, such as the custom in U.S. For these workers, quiet praise in a private office is much preferred. Second, train international employees early and often. Many of the pitfalls of misunderstanding and cultural confusion can be prevented with early and ongoing training. Third, train the non-foreign born too. And what I mean by this is culture shock. It's not easy being placed in a foreign culture and being removed from the support network that you're used to. Anything an employer can do, such as being flexible with time off or willingness to provide local information and contacts, will help build a good relationship with employees. It will also help to minimize the stress that employee is subjected to. Consider the movie The Karate Kid, where the mother and son end up moving to China for her career, and the son is having some trouble fitting in. There are several examples in the movie of the employer giving her time off so that she can help her son to better assimilate. Employers need to understand that culture shock is real, and while there is little one can do, just evidence of understanding will help, according to James Laurie, Vice President and Director of Diversity at Boston Counseling Group. Fourth, assign mentors and take care of the spouses. Dwight Williams, media relations manager at Coca-Cola, said that he wanted to create the best and most desirable working environment for his employees. He created a program that helped promote employee satisfaction and development by forming a one-on-one relationship that facilitates networking, coaching, counseling, and career and life lessons. Fifth, practice open-door communication. Keep in mind that employees who are not used to U.S. business practices may be reluctant to go to the head of their department for advice or guidance. The best way to bridge the communication gap is to set a good example, says Henry Miller, an executive search consultant with the Philadelphia office of Heidrick and Struggles International. Don't wait for them to come through the open door. Go to them. Ask them about their concerns and questions. Nothing is more credible than setting the example. An open door goes both ways. Sixth, in company-wide communications, avoid jargon and slang. Employees from outside the U.S. often don't have a hard time understanding company communication that uses slang or culture-specific idioms. Slang and colloquialism are difficult challenges in all areas of communication. Miller had a client that had been waiting for a signed acceptance letter from a candidate in the UK. The U.S. client had expected to receive a fax the previous day and had left instructions and numbers via voicemail for the candidate. The candidate then called Miller and said that everything was fine, but that he had a disturbing message from the U.S. client talking about needing a John Hancock in order to formalize the relocation package. The confused candidate did not know any John Hancock and asked, "How does John fit into this process?" So you can see communication issues were clearly troubled. Play by the rules and stick to business is the seventh key. Building a productive workplace with employees from many backgrounds can enrich a company on many different levels, but it's not a process that one can take for granted. Now that we've discussed some tips for successful communication in the workforce, let's consider conflict. Conflict, as defined by Duck and McMahon, involves real or perceived incompatibilities of processes, understandings, and viewpoints between people. Conflict is almost inevitable in today's dynamic and highly competitive environment. Unfortunately, conflicts are likely to occur with increasing frequency, largely because of the cultural diversity now found in almost every workforce, according to Lehman and Taylor. People from such different backgrounds as today's workers invariably bring different values, attitudes, and perceptions into the workplace. This diversity will lead to misunderstandings and missed opportunities to improve both the workers and the organization. Language barriers and cultural misunderstandings can get in the way of effective communication and create complexities in the workplace, including problems with safety. It is important for managers and supervisors, to gain experience in cross-cultural communication. Finally, let's look at some of the benefits to having a diverse workplace. A culturally diverse workplace promotes equity and enhances staff skills and business success. Companies working with diversity have identified the significant benefits of having a culturally diverse workplace. One benefit would be improved customer service. Community language skills and cultural competencies are valuable assets to a company. Customer service improves when the staff understands and can communicate skillfully with customers from a range of backgrounds. The community is also more likely to identify with and relate to companies that reflect its level of diversity. Businesses are more responsive when staff are exposed to new ideas and provided with different ways of working and making decisions. When staff members are encouraged to learn from one another, their skills and knowledge are also enhanced. Some businesses are utilizing the language, international experience, and cultural knowledge of staff to identify successful export opportunities as well. So as we draw to a close, we have heard some of the tips for effective communication in a workplace, learned about conflict, and identified some of the benefits to having a diverse workplace. So I hope with that you will take with you a better appreciation for the importance of effective communication in a diverse world. Thank you.